Right. Howdy, folks. How's it going? We just saw a cracker. I won't spoil the result for anybody who hasn't seen it, between the Landers and the Reds. And now it's time for the Rebels and the Force, which for the Force is a pretty important game if they want to make the knockout stages, I think, for the first time ever. So I'm kind of just quietly rooting for the Force in this one. But yeah, I think, Jules, you're excited for a Force watch along. Is this the first ever watch along with the Force? I think it might be. Certainly this season. I just knew when I made the little thumbnail, I didn't have a Force logo at hand, so I certainly haven't done a Force one for a wee while if I have done before. Seadoors is in Perth. How's it going? Must be like, what, 5 o'clock over there? So you guys are sitting down, getting ready some dinner, some rugby? Both teams to win this game. Yeah, where are the Rebels at? They're on like 16 points, right? Let me have a look. Table. If the Rebels get 64 more points, there's a 20. Whoa, I think the Rebels would need a mathematical miracle, wouldn't they? But yeah, I'd love to see the Force. I mean, I know if he get 8th, you're in all likelihood gonna go to Hamilton and probably get smacked around, but hey, it'd just be a great story to see the Force after all these years get a playoff game. I think that'd be awesome. Force 2 inconsistent, says Patrick. Well, I think they won the last 2 games, right? 2 games at home, but this game's away. But it's against the Rebels, so they should be backing themselves. This will be a good kind of test run for them. I mean, if they can't beat the Rebels, I don't think there's that much difference between the Rebels, the Force, even the Tars and the Reds. But if they can't beat the Rebels when they're in this position, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. We'll see. We'll see. Just home from work, Jules. Are perfect timing. If the Force win, they knock out the Landers. Do they? There's still 2 weeks to go. This weekend, next week. They knock out the Landers for a week, right? Then the Landers would have to come up to Auckland and beat the Blues, I think, basically. And then hope other results go their way. Yeah, the Force is sitting outside the knockout stages at the moment. But they can get back in if they get a win. Or even a point, because they'll be ahead of the Landers on points difference. Just barely. Just barely. But remember, the Drua have still got 2 home games as well. Although the Drua are only 1 point ahead of the Rebels. So anyway, I'm rambling on. Hopefully it's a good game. The last one was fun. The last one, I mean, I missed the start. But, yeah, it was seemingly a bit of a cracker. Distracted Sports says, hey, are you the guy from 2 Cents on Tour? Bro, I put out my second video. I couldn't get a thumbnail that I was very happy with, so I might change it. But if you want to see a video of me trying to find an old church in China, bumping into this old lady, I don't want to say old lady, she's like 60. This lady and this dude she used to go to school with, and me yapping away to them in Mandarin for like 20 minutes, and them inviting me randomly to her house and meeting her brother, like random. Check out 2 Cents on Tour. But cheers, Tony, for the plug. We're not going to get demonetized this time, Tony. The last stream I did with you also got demonetized. The last game, the Crusaders Blues one. I just checked it randomly when I set up this stream. Got demonetized. Oh, the game has started. I haven't even got my headphones on. Clay, I would love to see the Force win. I don't know if I picked the Force in Super Bro or not. I can't recall. But yes, go see it. My other channel where I run around China talking nonsense to people about not rugby stuff. 2 Cents on Tour. It's a new channel. Nov Mum, I'd like to see the Force get it done. Who are you guys picking for this one? My girls are very impressed with your Mandarin they're learning at school. My Mandarin is many years in the making, Jules. Many, many years in the making. I mean, living there for like 7 years will do wonders for learning Chinese. Or any language, I guess. If you live in a place where they speak a different language from you. It's all rebels. Oh, they've knocked it on. I picked the Force because I came from Argentina and Medrano plays there. There's a logic to that, man. Absolutely. A lot of Argentinians have played for the Force after the demise of the Jaguares in Super Rugby. They had Miotti. They had somebody else as well, didn't they? Anyway, one of the hookers maybe? Whereabouts in China? I was in Wuhan. So if you want to see Mark in Wuhan, plug it again. 2 cents on tour. Check it out. 2 videos up so far. I thought they were a bit of fun. Just finished watching the latest episode of Me in China. Gotta love the woman just casually asking for the place. Literally, Daramundi is correct. I meet this lady. I'm like, I'm going to the church. She's like, I'm going there as well. Come with me. And I'm like, cool, let's go together. And then I cut out a little bit where she's like, you speak Chinese. And I was like, yeah, my wife's Chinese. And then literally next line is, come back to my place later if you want. Like, literally, she just met me, doesn't know me from a bar of soap. So that's the video. Force needs to lose to keep the Highlanders' hopes alive. Yeah, the Highlanders don't really want to have to come up to Eden Park and get a win next week. But I'd love to see the Force win. Highlanders will be cheering on the Rebels 100%. Having surgery on June 6th, Nov Mum. That's not that far away. That's actually really quick. Is it a big one? How long do they need to keep you under for? I've literally only had surgery once in my life, and it was very minor, so I don't really have much in the way of war stories to compare. Kia ora, April Tui. Fijian Drew's getting stronger, I reckon, as well. They just need to win some games away from home. Apart from against Moana Pacifica. Am I going to do a live stream for Stormers Munster? I may not do a live stream, but I will certainly try to get the review up as soon as I can, because it's like a 4 o'clock in the morning kickoff, which is kind of horrible. Oh, here we go, Force. Oh, almost knocked it on, but here we go. Come on, Force, 5 phases. I like Fines Lelawasa, good player. Come on, Force, we need quicker ball than that. A few hours, I think, having a mastectomy. Jesus. Yeah, no, I can't compare to that. I was out for... Try time, Force. Spank. What a try. But yeah, I had knee surgery, which I think was like less than half an hour, and I was out for maybe an hour. It's weird going under, eh? But, I mean, you'll be knocked out, so all I can say is, yeah, just enjoy the painkillers and stuff, eh? Relax. Do what the doctors say. Round, mate. How's it going? Been watching Rian's videos. If you haven't seen Rian's videos, go check them out. Apart from checking out my China videos, you can also check out Rian's videos. Check out my China videos first, then Rian's videos. His are a lot shorter than my China videos. I can pretty much put that as a 7-pointer, can't I? Good start for the Force. Boomfa. Still buzzing from that red stripe. I missed that one because my son does karate on a Friday. I don't know why I said it like that. But, yeah, it finishes at 7, and the game was a 7:05 kickoff. But I was listening to it on the radio And the announcer on the radio did it justice. It sounded pretty incredible. Although we were convinced that should have been called back for something, but then I went and saw it on Reddit, and it was pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. How the? Says Seedors. That is Chinese for okay or good. It was incredible indeed. This will be your 5th surgery now, Mum. Holy moly, you're an old hat. You don't need any advice from me about getting surgery. You know what you're doing. You got this. I'm going to reset that scrum. Why do the South African teams dominate the URC so much? Did they dominate this season? I mean, they're in the final again, the Stormers. I think the teams which finished with, like, all the Irish teams made the playoffs. The Lions just missed out, Rian's team. But yeah, South African teams and Irish teams did pretty well. For sure. They got good players, both of them, really. Scrum again. Yeah, this scrum again thing's not ideal. How good was the Fakatava try? Oh man, that game was nuts. This game's got some living up to do, but yeah, Fakatava to finish it off in Aaron Smith's final game for the Landers in Dunedin. Yeah, pretty fitting, eh? I think about the argument that Will Skelton has to be brought back into the Wallaby setup. It's a weird one, eh, Daramundi, that La Rochelle and Saracens, really. Oh, Rebels with a scrum penalty. La Rochelle and Saracens both seem to set up their teams in a way which got the best out of his big bulk. But the Wallabies haven't seemed to use him in the same manner, eh? I don't get it. Like, just because he's a good player for one team doesn't necessarily make him the right fit for another team. It depends how Eddie wants to set up the team, eh? I genuinely don't know. Junaid says, boy, oh boy, that was some finish. Junaid, you are not wrong. And I'm glad you're here, Junaid. Because, oh, here we go, Rebels. Here we go. Hold them out, Force. Come on, Force. Junaid, the other day I went to swimming class with my kids. They swim on a Thursday. Oh, Callaway's a beast. Oh, he's just short. They got advantage. And to get into the swimming class, you have to swipe a card, like a membership card. But the dad in front of me with his son did not have the membership card. So the girl at the desk just asked the dad, what's your son's name? And I'll look him up. And he was like, Junaid. Junaid. And I was like, I know a Junaid. I don't know why I had that thought. Like, that's, like, if it had been a freaking Tony, I don't know if I would have been like, I know a Tony. Lawrence has just scored for the Rebels, by the way. But anyway. I'm not sure that's a great story, Junaid, but anyway. There's some kid named Junaid who's taking a swimming class, and he's in my son's class, actually. So there you go. What's thoughts on Wayne Smith returning to the All Blacks? Yeah, in some kind of high-performance role, right? I think that'll suit him down to the ground. The guy's got a great rugby brain. Absolutely. Brian, I wouldn't surprise me for the occasion to get to the Force and for the Rebels, who've been decent all year, to get a win. Lawrence has just had a wee snipe and managed to get the Rebels on the board, but in my heart of hearts, I'll admit I'm hoping the Force win. Have to go to work. All right, man. Take care, bud. Blues have played the Sharks 22 times, winning 2 times and losing 20. What? Surely not. Hodgie has missed the conversion, so the Force remain in front, but it's only a slender 2-point lead. I hate blood tests and needles in general. I need to get one before surgery. Told a bit anemic, might affect the infusion. It doesn't sound pleasant. I actually used to give blood all the time, so those are big, nasty needles as well. But weirdly, if you have enough of them, I guess you get used to them. But I'm sure you'll smash it. You'll be good. Close your eye and look the other way. That is the absolute way to get it done. Everyone knows a Tony. He's usually a loudmouth douche. You have meetings and a code of conduct to follow. And look, did you miss the part where I said we were demonetized for that last stream? I think we're 2 from 2. 2 live streams, 2 demonetizations. Anyway. Rebels to leave first half, bottle the second half, reckons Rian. Might be right. Shouldn't you be working? It is a Friday. Opinion on Carter Gordon Jr. Carter Gordon looks the business. I don't know, man. Like, it might be too much expectations to put on him to, like, chuck him in for a Rugby World Cup, but I don't know. He looks good. He's got a real good running game, which I think could suit Eddie down to the ground, but we'll see. I just blindingly bet on this game not knowing the sport. I'm 100 on the Force, and now you're trying to watch the game, Brian. Goodness me. That's one way to do it. Well, the Force are the better team on the table. So there you go. Have China a national rugby team's jersey in your collection? Nah, man. I've never even seen a Chinese rugby jersey. I actually missed the trick because I spent a month in China, and the city I was in, Wuhan, does have a rugby team. But I didn't go to see them. I think they had trainings on a Saturday, and usually Saturday I was hanging out with the fam. But I missed the trick by not going to see the rugby team up there. Rian is working, I bet. Not the same urgency. Well, they better get urgent, Jules. They need to get urgent because, I mean, this is pretty much a season-defining game, isn't it? Speaking of China, I've started the second video twice, but keep getting distraction. Make sure you finish it, man. Watch it all the way to the end and that jazz. YouTube loves long watch times. Short watch times means that was crap. I don't want to watch it. YouTube doesn't recommend it to people. I mean, what can I say? I've closed loads of videos early. But, yeah, it's like a 27-minute video, bro, so I don't blame you for not getting through the whole thing. What did we get demonetized for? I don't know, eh? Maybe just swearing. Decent exit from the Force, but they're still in their own 22. I should have tried playing in Wuhan. When I was living in Wuhan in my 20s, the rugby club was literally on the other side of the city. It would have been a real mission to get there. Like, now there's a subway which will get you there in like an hour, but back when I was living there was no subway line, so yeah, I never got involved. I can listen to the podcast, but need to actually focus on what's going on with the new channel. Yes, because a lot of the video is in Chinese. This is true. You actually need to watch part of it. This second episode was particularly Chinese heavy. The first one I spoke to a couple of people briefly in Chinese, and the rest of it's me waffling along, but I don't mean to complain because I don't really edit, but sitting there typing subtitles and thinking how to translate stuff was kind of a pain in the balls. But anyway, I still thought it was fun. And yes, please do like the stream, like Junaid mentions. It does help. YouTube loves that kind of engagement stuff. Man, 10 phases from the Rebels. They had advantage, but they used it basically with all the phases. So what can they do here? Force need to keep making tackles, stay on side. The couple were too cute. I initially thought they were like a married couple, but it turns out they were just old classmates. But then, is my door open or is my house just drafty? I guess my house is just drafty. Maybe they were on a date? I don't know. Reminiscing after 40 years? Anyway. Do I watch NFL or NBA? Brian, the only American sport that I watch is the NHL, believe it or not. The podcasts are one of my weekly highlights, says Rian. Appreciate that, Rian. Your videos are also among my weekly viewing, mate. And I don't say that just because you're on the stream. You've seen me comment on the videos. YouTube algorithm recommends them to me, and I duly watch them. They're nice, they're not super long. They got some good little wee editing in them. The Bolter the other day was a particular favorite of mine. And that's Try Time. Try Time from the Rebels, sorry. It's been coming. I'm sorry, Jules, but that's been coming. It's Wilkin who gets it. Goodness me. Are these two teams the two worst in Super Rugby ever? Well, no, the Sunwolves would probably have something to say about that. Rebels line out. They get the maul going. And then boom, fa. No stopping them from there. It's getting very close to a Vegas, Florida final. Traditionalists will be very angry, Simon. Indeed, the Dallas boys avoided getting swept today. How crazy would that have been if it was a Florida, Vegas Stanley Cup final and both sides had swept their conference finals? That would have been nuts. But yeah, Florida's going to be loving every extra game Dallas has to play. What a kick from Hodgie. Wow, that is a whopper. That guy's been to Burger King. Laughed at yourself when you made his head big. Did you make his head big? I thought his head was just that massive. Was the Super Rugby season horrible? No, man, I think it's been pretty good. The on-the-field product's been really good. The attendance is the area where it gets let down, but if you believe the New Zealand Herald, at least in New Zealand, the viewing audience numbers are doing apparently very well. People just don't like going to the games; they'd rather watch it at home. What record has Reece Hodge beaten? Didn't they say he's like the most capped Rebel now? Aussie halfback pairing might arguably Gordon and Gordon. You're right, mate. Interestingly, this may not be interesting for you, but I'm keeping a spreadsheet with Super Rugby player data, and the data source doesn't give an initial for a lot of the players. It filters them by name, but it doesn't give an initial. So all the like Ioanes, I've had to put an initial, like M for Monty, A for Akira, R for Rico. I think there's another one. There's another Ioane. There's like 4 or 5 Ioanes, but then I forgot to do the Gordons, and when I was running, I was running a report to see like who's got like the most run meters and stuff, and I was like, holy shit, Gordon's amazing. Oh wait, it's 2 guys. Need to go back to the source data and filter out Jake and other Gordon. Yes, Josh Ioane, that's the guy. Carter Gordon's the other Gordon. How do we address the attendances without building multiple smaller stadiums across New Zealand? Man, that is the question. How do you get people to go back to the games? I don't think it helps that there's just like no real vibe at the New Zealand games, eh? Like the food's overpriced. It's like they blast just kind of random music for 5 seconds, and then there's an announcer at halftime doing some show with like some kids run out on the field into like bouncy balls and tackle each other. You don't really know what's going on. They don't really make it like a must-see kind of experience, you know what I mean? Like the hassle, if it's like first world problems of like getting to the game, finding parking, walking to the stadium, or taking the public transport, you know, telling the driver, yes, my ticket's included, my bus ticket's included in the freaking game ticket, getting to the stadium, getting home, buying food while you're there, buying drinks while you're there. Like, they don't make it that appealing. I can see why people don't go. Open Miner, bro, how's it going? They don't know what Burger King is in Australia. Oh, yeah, of course, man. Hungry Jacks. Apologies. A promotion of the media coverage of the game has been bad, but actually been quite a competitive season when you have 4 quite good teams competing for the last place season. I agree with Simon. Yes. And me and Tony from Distracted Sports have talked about that a fair bit, how Super Rugby, at least here in New Zealand, does not do a great job with marketing. I think they just kind of expect, like, hey, you're a New Zealander, right? You want to come to rugby? Rugby! I don't know, they don't really sell it as a big experience. Like, I've never been, but by all accounts, a lot of like the NFL teams, and we're talking, they got stupid amounts of money compared to the money that's over here, but like, just apparently they put on a better show. Going full 98 Excel. I do use an Excel spreadsheet, although it's more than it's more than 98. I was using pivot tables. What can I say? The Rebels have come alive, Patrick. Yeah, the Force are probably pretty happy to only be 5 points down at the minute. Of course, I said the Landers ground doesn't have much atmosphere anymore. Yeah. I went there years ago, bro, back in the old Super Rugby days when John Curran was still coaching the Blues, and it was cracking. It wasn't full by any means, but Blues Highlanders, like, yeah, no, it was a really good vibe. Oh, a little dink over the top for Stewart. Water pass. How the hell did he get that around the Rebels players? Oh, isolated. Get there, Force. Come on, man. Here we go, Force. Get back into the game. It's a penalty. Mark's still on Windows 95. Windows 95. Who would you back from us, the Stormers, Harry? Well, I am backing the Stormers, and my fellow podcast host Tony is going with Munster, so it'll be interesting. I feel it's kind of stupid around how New Zealand Rugby show have requirements for resting players in Super Rugby. Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like I've done a video about this at one point, about kind of a lot of the factors that contributed to Super Rugby's, like, you could call it demise or like lack just like devaluation, but that's certainly one of the things. I do feel like not every factor about Super Rugby is its own thing. Like, there are other sports around the world which don't have the attendance as they used to because people would rather, I don't know, sit on their phones, play PlayStation, stuff that wasn't available. Like, I mean, PlayStations have been around for a long time, but you know what I mean. Like, there's more stuff going on compared to what there was 20 years ago. So, going to live sports and like the fact that you can watch it on like a freaking 80-inch HD TV, like that's a factor as well. That's changed. So, yeah. Loser has to drink the poison. Yes. I'll bring a shot glass, Tony, seeing as you don't have any. Uh-oh. That's going to be a maul turnover for the Rebels. That's a big moment in the game. Yep. Well done, Rebels. I mean, I want the Force to win, but that was good defense. Fuck, this drafty, eh? My door is shut. Where the hell's that draft coming from? Super Rugby won't be popular as URC because big players always get arrested. I don't know, man. The URC, they arrest players all the time. They got the Champions Cup to worry about. The URC, far out. Sometimes I turn on, I'm like, Leinster, who the freak are these guys? And like Leinster season ticket holders will be in the comments going like, I don't know who these guys are. So, yeah. I was planning on having to Amo Park to watch this live, but I couldn't be bothered to commute down to Melbourne, and I can watch this on your TV. Exactly, Darren Mundy, man. Resting players. I honestly don't think ticket prices is that bad. I know ticket prices could be better, but like the ticket prices for other sports around the world, like when other sports fans hear about the prices of rugby tickets, they're like, that's stupidly cheap. Like, if the product is good enough and the entertainment value is good enough, people will pay the price. But, yeah. Ticket prices could be lower. Atmosphere could certainly be a lot better. They could actually start, valuing the competition, hyping it up in the media. I don't know, there's a lot of things they could be doing. Tamati Williams, Billy Harmon for surprise AB's call-ups? Yeah, quite possible, man. Harmon's been having a bloody good season. Whoa, but we got a lot of good Lucy's. What has Kai Gordon got? Any magic? Just shovels it to Ulysses. URC is so much better than Super Rugby. I don't know, man. URC's got its own problems. Like, Zebra didn't win any games. The Welsh teams didn't do particularly well. They get crappy attendances as well. I mean, the Irish teams and the South African teams, for the most part, have done pretty well. But yeah, like I said, it's got its own issues with players being arrested for the Champions Cup. The Six Nations period had a few kind of weird fixture rejiggings and whatnot. But no, I really enjoy the URC as a competition as well. I think the on-field product of Super Rugby is doing really well, but they're not getting the attendances, which sucks. EPL tickets in England. Yeah, exactly, Junaid, man. I've seen the prices of NHL tickets. Not that I've ever been to the States, but man, they're insane. Even during the regular season, those tickets are insane. 27 for Edinburgh, 30 for Glasgow. Yeah, see, the Blues game you can get in. I think in that video I paid $20 for the ticket, but it was like 20. It was closer to 30 with all the freaking like processing fees and that garbage. Like they advertised it as a $20 ticket, but it's not really. Leicester offer Key Wales Tuku and Whanganuku. Yeah, I looked up his full name as well. There's a few guys who've got pretty cracking long names actually, but that's one of the better ones, definitely. Scrum penalty for the Force. Talakai not happy, but yeah, Force need to get down the other end of the field. Who wins the Premiership final, Patrick? I've picked Sarries. Yeah, I want to watch that game, but man, it's on 2 in the morning and right before the URC final as well. It's gonna be tough. Highlanders beating the Reds. What a start to the weekend for Liame. Not bad, eh? That game was a cracker. I'm going to put it out on the line and say that game was better than this game so far. Yeah. This game's going, but it's not really kind of found its full head of steam yet. Advantage. Call it back for the advantage. What happened to the Sunwolves? Yeah, they got the boot, basically. They were told that to continue their spot in the competition, they were going to have to like pay some fee, and then the JFRU told them to get stuffed, basically. In your opinion, Super Rugby dying out? I don't think so, man. Like, you look at the interest level Super Rugby gets. Like, just look at the highlights. Like, all the games are either the high 80, 90,000 mark or well over 100,000, which is way more than any other league gets, like by miles, not even close. But I don't think there's as much hardcore interest in Super Rugby anymore. I think there's a lot of casual interest, which is maybe enough for the broadcasters and whatnot, right? They get people watching on TV. But on bums on seats from people actually going to the game, that doesn't look as good. But, yeah. I read in the news the other day that New Zealand's broadcast numbers are great. Sky New Zealand's really happy with them. Talakai's just got a try after being punished for that scrum. Goodness gracious me. The Force will be cursing themselves, man, because they disrupted that. They had the ball and they couldn't grab it. Oh, man. Force, what are you doing? But anyway, yeah. There's some positive things going on with Super Rugby, just apart from the attendance, I guess. Who's going to win the URC final, Pierre? I have the Stormers. Tony's got Munster. Yeah, man. Falafel and Gata. What happened there? They won the line out, couldn't grab the ball, and they just couldn't stop the prop, man. Come on, what are you doing, Force? You're at least 10 points behind, and if Hodgie can kick this, 12, but he doesn't kick 2 kicks in a row usually. Oh no, he's got that one. Well done, Reece Hodge. 19-7. World Cup this year, you'll have 4 or 5 teams that will be able to win it. That's a great thing for the World Cup, for sure. I love the idea that there's a bunch of teams that could win it. Munster fan here. Munster as underdogs are always dangerous, but Storm was a huge ask. Oh, man, for sure. In a final, who knows? Could go either way. If the Stormers win it, man, it's going to be a cracker for their home fans going back to back. That'll be awesome in its own right. But, man, if Munster can win it, that would be a legendary final victory, man. That would be one that goes down in the annals of Munster rugby history. So, yeah, either way should be a cracker. What's with all the seagulls? Yeah, they're in Melbourne. They get bloody seagulls, eh? It's crazy. 42 watching, 26 likes. As Junaid has kindly pointed out, if you could like the stream, I'd greatly appreciate it. Shell Parade. I don't know what that is. Sky is very secret about their ratings normally, Simon. Yeah. But I saw, it might not have been Sky, it might have been New Zealand Rugby that talked about it. I read an article on the Herald the other day, which again, take it with a grain of salt, but the Herald said they're very heavy, like they broke some, I don't know if it was a record, but they had some not all-time high, but they had higher ratings. Oh, here we go. If the Rebels score here, folks, the Force have got a heck of a mountain to climb in the second half. Wow, man. Force have just escaped one there. Nankerville heading to Munster Pier, man. You guys are getting a good player. I reckon he's unlucky not to have made the All Blacks. Quick, solid defender, very dangerous ball in hand, good distributor. I don't know, man. Real good player. Okay, Simon, the quote that I found was, engagement around Super Rugby as it relates to its broadcast is incredibly positive. And that was from New Zealand Rugby, sorry, not from Sky. So, it's a little bit political, but take for that what you like. And Junaid's calling the Aussies to win the World Cup. That'd do good. Good for Aussie Rugby. Oh, yeah, PM, man. No, you're getting a good player. I think if the All Blacks didn't call on that Rugby League guy, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, back from Rugby League, I reckon Nankerville may have been in with a shout. But anyway. Yeah, top 5 teams in the World Cup win the World Cup. Yeah, I mean, it only takes a few good games in a row. There's a bunch of teams that could get it done. Leicester going to look off to Toulon. Yeah, laser, mate. At 23 years old, I gotta say it feels a bit premature. I know he got, like, was it 2 games for the ABs and then they kind of dropped him, but come on, man. 23 years old? Wish the 10-14 guys were back diagonal. Yeah, man. They are now doing some kind of, like, computer analysis stuff. Like, they do sports analysis using, like, AI-driven models to, like, I don't know, to do all kinds of, like, predictive and, I don't know. They got a website. You can Google them. But, yeah. They apparently moved on from the world of sports, like commentary or like game analysis, that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, the Barbars game, man. I don't even think that's on here in NZ. I checked the fixtures the other day, and I checked the time slot it was on. It's not making the news at all. It's going 100% under the radar. Let me check. Let me just check that they haven't added it. I don't think they have. No, it doesn't look like it. I can't see it. If it's on there, I'm missing it. Which is a weird one because it's got a bunch of big games playing, big players playing. Don't think we can say Scotland has a chance of winning the World Cup with a straight face. Man, I don't know. Scotland wasn't that long ago. They were one refereeing call away from making it further than they did, right? So, don't know. Come on, Force. You need some points before half-time. Come on, Tizano. The attack's looking a bit flat. They need to at least get a 3 out of this. Oh, he's knocked it on. Bloody hell, that's a frustrating into the half. Not the first half Force fans would have wanted. Laser couldn't find it on Sky Sport. Yeah, I couldn't find it either. 2007, we were favourites? I think so, man. The All Blacks have gone into most World Cups as favourites, eh? Just seems to be kind of par for the course, but anyway. South Africa won a World Cup in France as the happy hunter. South Africa only win it every 12 years, so you guys don't get this one, you don't get the next one, but the one after, that's yours. You guys can take that one. That's the rules. That's the rules. Alright, I got trivia. Trivia. Jules, you asked for it and you shall get it. Now, this is TUI, so the trivia tends to be a little more vague and like more general knowledge than sports on TUI. So, geez, this is a real... For you guys abroad, this is a very New Zealand specific question, so take a guess. Just pick a year, basically, and we'll see if you get it right. What year did snifters come off New Zealand shelves? Snifters were a kind of candy. Snifters. A green, chocolate-filled lolly candy. When did snifters come off the shelf? 1998, too early. 2016, too late. 2010 is close. 2010 is close. 2000, 2011, 2010 is still the closest. Nope, nobody's got it. 2016, no. 87's way off. 2008, Tony. Novman was close, but Tony wins my thumb up. There you go. Well done, Tony. Snifters. I had forgotten about snifters. It is not the most attractive name for a kind of sweetie, is it? But yeah. No, I kind of want a snifter now that I know I can't have them. I haven't been able to have them for over a decade. But anyway. I'm going to go get a beer. Tony coming in with a fastball. Do you collect loyalty points from McDonald's? Schlanger. Yes. Yes, I do. I absolutely collect loyalty points. I collect other people's points if I can be sneaky enough. But anyway. I'm going to get a beer. I'll be back in 2 ticks. prestige sounded like a sexual kink. It did. As I said it kind of felt wrong. But oh well. Sometimes that happens. Rugby league must be popular in New Zealand. I seem to remember a couple of years ago I did a video about like which kind of which Super Rugby teams have the biggest followings, and I just kind of looked at their social media profiles like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and kind of added them all together to see kind of which, like, at least online, which side had the kind of biggest following. And I remember the Warriors, who are our league team, had a bigger following than any of the 5 Super Rugby teams. Now, obviously, if you added the followings of the 5 Super Rugby teams together, it was way more than the Warriors. But yeah, they've certainly got a lot of followers. Like, there's only one league team in New Zealand, so if you're a New Zealand league fan, there's a good chance you follow the Warriors. I mean, a lot of people support one of the Aussie teams, but yeah, there's still a good chance you follow the Warriors. Brian, you didn't lose your bet. It's only half time, unless your bet was a half-time bet. Right, I got a second piece of trivia. 2 beers, yeah, it's going to get messy. Absolutely. This is also a very New Zealand question. I feel like all the questions on Tui are going to be New Zealand related. So this is another one where you indeed need to guess a year, and I'll give you a clue. It's kind of pretty well before the previous question one. It is, what year was Goodbye Pork Pie released? Goodbye Pork Pie, if I'm not mistaken, was a film, which I don't think I've seen. Goodbye Pork Pie, when was that released? Oh, Distracted's close. But Junaid has the lightning Google fingers, 1981. It's even older than me, believe it or not. Goodbye Pork Pie. It's got an 83% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. A New Zealand comedy film. I haven't seen it. Should I read the plot or should I not spoil it for myself? Anyway. 19, who gives a shit? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think it's a New Zealand... It's a big thing in New Zealand's kind of cultural history. No Google here. Cracking film. People still do the run. Ah, I'll need to watch it. I've never seen it. Is New Zealand just a comedy itself? New Zealand's alright. Since I got back from China, though, I'm noticing the traffic kind of sucks here, but I didn't drive in China, so that'll be why. In China, I was always on the freaking subway, so, yeah. Years ago, Sky Sport in New Zealand gave 17 million New Zealand dollars per season for NRL. Recently been doubled, but they haven't released the numbers on the other sports. Don't get good payouts. Excluding rugby union and New Zealand domestic basketball, get a little money. A watch along for Goodbye Pork Pie during the international rugby season? I suppose so. Maybe. Is it on YouTube, that film? You have to pay for it? Thoughts on the possibility of Michael Hooper retiring at the end of the year? Yeah, he doesn't seem to have been, from what all the reports have said, he's not been enjoying his rugby that much. And weirdly, that seems to be a disconcertingly common theme with a few guys. There's been a few anecdotes about certain people not maybe enjoying their rugby as much as they used to, which kind of sucks. You'd like to think if you're a professional rugby player, you'd enjoy your gig, but I mean, I guess like any job, you know, if you asked any company, if you asked 100 employees how many of them enjoy their job, some of them are going to say, yeah, it's great. Some of them are going to say, it sucks. So, yeah. I have seen the movie Bad Taste, Nov Mum. I've seen most of the Peter Jackson ones. Just got home from the Highlanders game, Ruben. Man, that game was a cracker. I'm glad you went to that game because you'll remember that one. That was absolute cracker. So far, better than this one. Better than most, to be honest. There's rumours of Beauden Barrett making an AFL. Beauden Barrett has signed a contract with the Japanese club, so I wouldn't buy into anything else. I think he's going to be quite happily taking his Japanese paycheck once he finishes his time with the Blues this year. Trivia question from Distracted, anyone? Go on then, Tony. I'm quite happy to have your question. After so many years of stuff, Jules, yeah, you might be right. Like sometimes you start off loving something, and then after a while, you do it long enough, you get sick of it. It happens. Wolfgang has got footy in the morning. All right, man. Good luck. My son's got a game tomorrow as well, so we'll see how he goes. What's the name of the New Zealand badminton team? I'm not going to say that one. I think I know the one you mean, though. Basically, New Zealand teams have a theme about their names, right? The All Blacks, the All Whites, the Black Caps, the Black Sticks. Yeah. Opal Miner. Got it. Bang on the money. Yeah, I don't want. I'm afraid we're going to get a bot if I say that on camera. Janae's just put a link. Am I sure I want to leave YouTube? Yes. I like the meme. Jeremy Clarkson. When you win 2 cents trivia, Tony. Sometimes my genius is almost frightening. Nice. Yeah, I actually forget how long Bodie's contract in Japan is. I know Richie Mo'unga's one's like 3 years. So like he's down for a longer term deal. I'm not sure about Bodie. Do have a trivia question about South Africa. I'm not good at coming up with trivia on the spot. Doesn't South Africa have like 3 capitals though? That could be trivia. Don't you guys have like a political capital, administrative capital or something else? I don't know. Trivia time. You going to Mardi Gras, Mark? Randy Viper. That's the first super chat we've had, man. Cheers, bro. Do we have Mardi Gras in New Zealand? I'm too old man to be asking this kind of question. That probably gives you your answer. I think Bodie's 31, Tony. If I'm not mistaken. Do we really have Mardi Gras in New Zealand? That can't be right. Isn't that a New Orleans thing? Oh yeah, we were using ChatGPT for some classics. 32 tomorrow. Right, hold on. Oh, my session has expired. Yes, log in. Continue with Google. Yes, alright, here we go. Mardi Gras in Uakuni and Queenstown. I had no idea. Are you going? Why am I having to sign in twice? I already have an account. Right. Give me a piece of South African rugby trivia. Do you see R1 is $20? South Africa has won the Rugby World Cup in 3 times, 95, 07, 19. However, the victory in 95 is particularly significant as it marked the first time the country had participated in the tournament since the end of apartheid. South African team known as the Springboks hosted the 95 World Cup, and their triumph had a profound impact on the nation's history. The victory, with Nelson Mandela presenting the trophy to Francois Pienaar, seen as a unifying moment for the post-apartheid South Africa, helping to bridge the racial divides and foster a sense of national unity and pride. The story of the World Cup was immortalized in the film Invictus, starring Morgan Freeman as Nelson Mandela and Matt Damon as Francois Pienaar. There you go. ChatGPT. Maybe I should have asked it for a question. ChatGPT waffles worse than Tony. Okay, this is a ChatGPT piece of just the game started? No. ChatGPT piece of trivia. Oh, Tony, goodness gracious me. Get him behind and give the 7-footer some quiche. Some quiche? I haven't had quiche in a long time. Quiche. I don't know what my typing speed is, actually. But cheers, Tones. Right. ChatGPT trivia question. Tony, get your typing speed ready. According to ChatGPT, right? I've not checked the veracity of this answer. Question. Who holds the record for the most points scored by an individual player in a single Rugby World Cup tournament? Anybody? Habana? No. Not according to ChatGPT. Mark Ellis? Not according to ChatGPT. Francois Pienaar? Not according to ChatGPT. But you guys are going with the South African theme is correct because ChatGPT was asked that question about South African trivia. So, yes. Lomu. Not according to ChatGPT. Again, this may be wrong. Oh, someone just did buy me a coffee. If that was anyone on the stream, I appreciate that. Do you want me to tell you? The game's been going for a minute. Jesus. Excuse me. According to ChatGPT, it was Joel Stransky. I cannot speak to the veracity of that. It says he scored 107 points, including 4 tries, 15 conversions, 14 penalties, and a drop goal, which helped him secure the 1995 Rugby World Cup. Right. Time to watch some rugby. Come on, Force. Oh, Kiparigi! Did he get it? Well, I don't know if he got that. He dropped it. He dropped it. Man, Kiparigi, jeez, he's been on fire this season. He needed that one. Like I said, ChatGPT is notoriously inaccurate, so... Oh, nah, he got nowhere near it. He got nowhere near it, sadly. Poor Kiparigi. Bought you a beer for saying thanks for doing the live stream. Ah. That's alright, Jules. I appreciate that. For some reason, when the email comes through, this is like huge. Must be because I'm using Windows 95. Hopefully the second half, Jules, will pick us up. Answer seems to be Grant Fox, according to Wiki. That would not surprise me. ChatGPT is also the one that told me Nelson Mandela was one of the best rugby players from South Africa, and that its pick for a rugby player to play He-Man was Talupe Faletau, which I didn't initially click. I can kind of see the avenue they're going down by in terms of big dude, firm presence, but still, I mean, I guess if you put a blonde wig on him, but yeah. What made me pick this game to stream, Junaid? Well, firstly, because these teams both desperately need to win. I think the Rebels' chance is not great, but the Force definitely. And also because my kids have gone to bed. That's also part of it. Canes Blues tomorrow, not sure. My old man and mum are coming around tomorrow for dinner. Oh, Rebels will get a free exit here with a penalty. What was I saying? My old man's coming around tomorrow, but he's got sinus apparently, so he doesn't want to stay for a stream. There are more seagulls at the ground than people. Oh, there's a few people there. Shame about the exodus of players. Yeah, we have it every time there's a World Cup on. And I think, like, if any of you guys saw the video today, the majority of the guys leaving are the ones who are 28, 29, 30, 31. You know, Fine Ganuku as a 23-year-old is in the minority, so hopefully it just gives a chance for some other guys to step up. How's the big man doing? He's going good. Since he got his pacemaker, now he's been going good. He's got a lot more energy. I don't think he has been on a stream since then, eh? I'm very patient. What can I say? It's still rugby related. Missed the family streams. Yeah, I have to get him back on at some point. It's funny because the guy who built our deck out front, my builder mate, is also the builder who does the work on my parents' house. And I go rock climbing with him every now and again, like indoor rock climbing. And my dad texts this builder incessantly with all kinds of nonsense. What a try! I think that's the game. Kemeny out on the wing. I think the Force are done. I think you can stick a fork in them. I think they're done if that's a try. But yeah, the old boy is yeah, he's a chatty fella. It's good to have him on the streams. What can I say? What's that last pass forward? It doesn't look great out of that angle. It looks kind of forward. Rian's stuffed. Looking after the child or actual work? Well, it looks worse because he picks it up behind him. I don't know. Try's good for the TMO. It's going to be given. Just had a burger for lunch. Yeah. It's tough as you get older, Rian. Eating will do that to you. Hodgie's missed the conversion, but geez. I think we can call it. Can we call it? Gonna be a bit of a blowout, Love Mum. Maybe. Yeah, it looks parallel. It looks flat from that angle, but because he reaches behind it looks forward. Anyway. Still haven't had Tony and Gazza on the stream together. I think the internet would explode if we had the two of them together, right? Having your dad in public, he just wants to chat to everyone, trying to track him away. Well, the guy who I went rock climbing with, the builder, he sent me a text the other day that said... What did he say? Something about my dad always talking about me. Oh, Gary talks about you a lot, Mark. I've just spent 2.5 days there. Always good things. He always comes out to bring me coffee and come to talk. He told me to hassle you to go rock climbing, so yeah. Fozzie will pick different players based on their age and longevity, not much of an issue for him. I think he'll just pick whatever he reckons is going to win. Fozzie wants to leave New Zealand with a big old middle finger to everybody, all his doubters. I think Fozzie's feeling pretty freaking unappreciated. Still 30 to go. I know there's 30 to go. But, I mean, at the moment, do you see the Force scoring 4 tries? I don't. Or is it 3 that they need? I guess, no, sorry, it's 3. It's 3 tries. My maths is rubbish. Me and my dad go rock climbing. No, just me and the builder. I don't think Gaza would go up a wall, but we talk about Gaza. I went today. My legs are sore. It is scary, but once you tell your brain to shut up, you can do it. It's really fun. YouTube will see Tony and Gaza in the same room and immediately demonetize the entire channel. I believe that to be true. My mum would probably go rock climbing April 2, but my dad would never go rock climbing. Not a chance. Not a chance. He would probably watch you go rock climbing and then tell somebody else the story about how yesterday he watched some rock climbing and it was exhilarating, and about how he felt, about how he was nervous and stuff. Like, I say that because my mum once did... skydiving, and my dad went up in the plane that took them skydiving, and he didn't jump out of the plane. He went down with the plane to land as normal while my mum jumped out with the instructor. But to hear my dad tell that story, like, he is the kind of star of that show. That's like his story about how he was so nervous going up in that plane, and it was scary watching them jump out. You know what I mean? It's quite funny. Kayaking, scary at first, you got to give it another go. Yeah, rock climbing I think is exactly the same. If you get into it, it can be pretty fun. How's the young lad finding tackle, Sinead? I still find he's a little bit standoffish to go full tilt into contact and to go full tilt tackles, but that's just I think that's just time and practice. So Yeah. Hopefully he gets into it. I feel like this year might be a make or break one for him. He might want to try a different sport if he doesn't. I don't know. He still seems to be enjoying it. He enjoys the training. He loves doing tackle bags. They start tackling at under 8 level. Under 6 and under 7 are the two lowest grades, I think, and those are both rip rugby. Yeah, Gaza was never going to jump out of that plane. Like, it's not like he went up with a parachute on and was like, nah, stuff it. He didn't. He didn't even plan to go up, but yeah, it's still his story. Oh man, the Force just keep knocking it on. Jules, they're frustrating. The Rebels are looking pretty happy with themselves. Oh, there are a lot of seagulls there, aren't there? Since Tony's been going on about it, I'm focusing more on the seagulls. Man, the Force have made 122 tackles to the Rebels 50. That's the stat that just pulled up. That's insane. The Force aren't going to win this, folks. Force is shit in the bed, basically. The Force aren't going to win this. They're not going to score 3. Liam just made fresh bread. Nice. I've tried store-bought gluten-free bread and it is not good. So, hopefully the fresh stuff is good. Rihanna reckons there's still time for the Rebels to throw this away. Alright, we'll see. We'll see. Can the Chiefs take it this season? Someone mentioned the other day that they can see the Chiefs doing a Blues, like going all the way and then just like losing to the Crusaders in the final. I see that as probably the most likely outcome. But we'll see. Ruby feels so sorry for me to buy expensive too. Yeah, my sister-in-law has a heap of stuff that she can't eat, and I feel sorry for her anytime we go out. Like, she's got a select bunch of places she knows she can go, so she prefers to go to those places. But yeah. Oh, line out steal again. Oh, but they're going to be trapped in their own goal area. Oh, it's going to be a 5-minute scrum. Aiden Morgan to guide the Canes to a title, not just with his boot. You heard it here first. It'd be impressive if done. I'll give it that. At least Leinster have the good manners to lose in the semi-finals. Did them, and they did, yep. How can they play so good the last week and bad this week? I don't know, Jules, but this is not the team, not the performance your team needed to put in. Wow, the Rebels are going to get a try. Oh, yep, he's got it. Anybody else still think the Force have got a chance here? Because I don't. I was calling it at 24-7. It's now 29-7 with a conversion to come. Is this a bigger crowd than the Super Round? I think so. Yeah, actual Rebels fans. Hey mate, was excited to see your new China video. The last one was splendid. Nathan, mate, if you've seen the church one, I hope that's the one you're talking about. Yeah, that was really a bit of fun. I mentioned it way earlier, but if you guys haven't seen it, check out 2 Cents on Tour. I was in Wuhan last month, and I went to a bunch of places and filmed them and talked to people in Chinese. So, yeah, in that one I go to a church, oldest church in Wuhan, built in the 1800s, and yeah, meet a very friendly group of people. So yeah, bunch of yabbering away. Anyway, where's the beer, Luke, mate? It is here. It is still here. 31. Oh, I didn't even update the score. Update the score, Mark. 31-7. Check out Mark Adventures in China. Cheers, Junaid, man. You're a champion with that stuff. Appreciate it. Western Force a very good home team. They have trouble playing away. Same problem that the Drua have, eh? If Razor breakdances at Ellis Park after an AB's victory, they might as well just demolish the place. He only breakdances when they win some kind of trophy. So unless they won the rugby championship at Ellis Park, it shouldn't happen. It's the hope that kills you, Jules. Oh man, did I pick the Force for this one, or did I pick the Rebels? Was I thinking with my head or my heart? What did I pick? I have to know. I picked the Force. I picked the Force by 3. Yeah. I think travel outdoor videos are crucial to watch instead of gaming videos. Me and my pal went to the Balkans because of Bald and Bankrupt. Awesome, yeah, man. Bald and Bankrupt is the guy that inspired me to do this stuff. I mean, I am not Bald and Bankrupt by any means, but yeah, I was like, man, I can spend a month in China and just go walking around and film some stuff that people might want to see. So, yeah. There's a bunch of places I wouldn't have gone, a bunch of people. Oh, what? What? Bro, Spink just got a second try for the Force. But yeah, I went to a bunch of places and talked to a bunch of people I wouldn't have if I hadn't have seen Bald and Backup's videos. That's my point. Wow. Lawrence gets charged down. And then Carter Gordon grabs it, passes, and it's intercepted. Bam! Wow. Force. That was kind of a fortuitous one. You need to do more than that. Just need 3 more. Yeah. Is Rian's call of the Rebels bottling it starting to come true? We'll see if this is the comeback for the ages, Rando, but I would love to see it. But officially, I've already called this as a Rebels win, so I can't get excited for it. But still 19 minutes. You never know. Stranger things have happened. $11 more likes, Junaid. What target are we up to? What are we up to? I never do this, but there you go. I just liked the stream. It's the first time I've ever liked my own stream. I can see we're at 47. AB's been under some pressure. I think we got heaps of outside backs. We just don't have a bunch of them. Oh, Force penalty. Come on, Force. Get going. We don't have a bunch with international experience. Like the Chiefs guys like Stevenson and Narawa. Like they're playing some cracking rugby, but they've never played Test rugby. The hope for the Force is what we call, what F1 fans like to call copium. Ah, that's gone over my head. I've never heard that one. I always like it as I join the chat. Apparently we should all watch the entire ads on your videos so you never skip. That's very good of you. I'll admit, I do that for some people as well if I'm feeling kind of generous, I guess. I don't think you're officially allowed to encourage that kind of behavior because it's against YouTube's terms of service. Coping with their bad team. Okay. I kind of made that connection tenuously, but I wasn't sure enough to go with it. Go, Matele. Oh, he's kicked it. Oh, they're going to turn him over. The Force are flooding the breakdown, but they can't get it. No YouTube Premium, Rian. No. But they do have a penalty. No, I don't have YouTube Premium. Me being stingy. Who would have thought? Oh, honestly, Sinead, for like the hockey guy, when I watch his videos, I'll just sit through it. 30 seconds. But anyway, I promise. Do I like Clark as a Blues fan? Yeah, I think you gotta know what you're gonna get with Clark. If you want like a weapon on the wing, he's gonna be a weapon. Is he gonna have his flaws? Positionally, defensively, yes. But he's an absolute weapon. Oh, they've been turned over at more time again. Matt Phillips loving every second of that. And yes, Distractor's right. I am a very cheap man. I mean, in saying that, Tony, I did reluctantly pay $25 to go rock climbing today. To be social and to get some exercise. So what can I say? Clark a better shot for the ABs this year than the Leicester's leaving. I think Clark is already ahead of Leicester in the pecking order. But, yeah, that certainly doesn't hurt his chances. Scrum reset is not going to help the Force anything. Nathan loves the podcast. I appreciate that, man. I'm sure Tony does as well. We do get a pretty decent amount of love for the podcast, considering we're just kind of two jokers who like watching rugby. If you go to the trouble of making videos, a few ads to support is not that much. Yeah, no, That makes absolute sense to me as well, Butui, for sure. Oh, that Rebel scrum is just annihilating the Force. Lawrence is away, so at least for the Force, the advantage is over. That's the small mercy. Australia competed for the World Cup, Nathan. They are on the right side of the draw for it, so why not? Why not? Rocks are free. You can certainly pay for rocks. I know that. Are there big spikes and dips on the podcast depending on what's discussed? Absolutely, Junaid. Absolutely. If you talk about women's rugby, prepare to get no views. Uh-oh. Here's trouble. Man, that's length of the field stuff all from that scrum. Caleb's always slipping over. He needs longer studs. When did we last have 3 of the top 5 in the same group? 2015. I think we had Wales, England, and Australia all on the same pool, and they were all pretty highly ranked. So annoying women's rugby's great. You, me, and Tony definitely agree, but it doesn't get the numbers, sadly. Just draw and pass, man. Carter Gordon, simple last pass. Look at that. Hoping for a Wales miracle, but after Alan Wynne and Justin Tipper's retirement, I would love just to make the quarters. You never know, man. Wales are one of the teams who's, I don't know, like, can't write them off, that's for sure. Nick White's going to the Western Force, Junaid, mate. He's heading out to Perth. I watch the women's sevens, Brand Entertainment Opal. Yeah, I don't really watch enough sevens, eh? I can't get into it the same way I get into 15s. I don't know what it is. South Africa managed to win this year's World Cup. I think it'd be their best title considering the group they came from. And there's more chance of me. Yeah, that's actually a good point, Kyle. It is going to be a hard path for a few teams on that side of the draw, but yeah. I mean, South Africa is going to be a genuine contender. You would like to think the All Blacks will be a genuine contender. France at home, the way Ireland's playing, if they can get over their kind of World Cup hump. Australia under Eddie. You never know with England, man. They're on the right side of the draw as well. I mean, you'd be a fool to write off the likes of a Wales or a Scotland or Argentina, because those teams only need to get, you know, that kind of few games on the bounce, run into some good form, get on a hot streak. Funnier things that happened. Like, they're not going to be favourites by any means, but yeah. Bit of handbags. I think the Force guys are frustrated. Who's like your second team? If you were like, if my team can't win the World Cup, who would you like to win it? Josh would like to see Aussie win it. Okay. The All Blacks will not make the semis. Scotland, Ireland, France. 3 teams who've never won it before, I note. France. Ian! Oh, you'll get it done, Ian, but yeah, Japan, there you go. Good to see you, Ian. Hope things are going well in All Blacks camp. Fiji. There you go. If the Box do not win, then Argentina. I notice you guys are all pretty much picking teams who've never won the World Cup before. I'm kind of in that camp as well. I would like to see a team win it who has never done it before. I think that's just cool. I mean, did the Force steal the Taranaki jersey? Yeah, they've been wearing it all season for their away kit. My second pick, I mean, realistic second pick's probably France. I mean, they've lost, how many is it, 3 finals? Like, that's brutal. They need to win a final. They're at home. They've got that team. Probably France, but I mean, Ireland as well. But Ireland need to get over that quarterfinal hump. But I mean, if you want like the miracle one, like the teams who are kind of less fancy to them, like it'd be so great to see a Scotland win a World Cup, wouldn't it? Wales, teams kind of just slightly less fancied. We don't have the French kind of. I feel like we don't have the issues with the French down here that maybe some of you Europeans might have. Maybe I'm speaking too broadly on behalf of all New Zealanders, because the French have knocked us out a couple of times. France is giving the vibes of peak Abbeys. I mean, France have surely got the pressure that 2011 All Blacks have got on them, right? Similar. Home World Cup. I mean, France are number 2 in the world, but... And, like, the All Blacks may have won a World Cup before, but it was the 1987 one. So it's not like any of those players in that team had won a World Cup. Like, there was massive pressure on them to finally be the team that gets it done. Like, surely it's comparable, right? How do you like Chase Tier in the Force? I was kind of hoping he would have more of an impact, but yeah. Oh, it's an intercept. Far out. Goodness gracious me. This is becoming a bit of a hiding. Sad to say. Want France so Dupont can enter the GOAT conversation. Yeah, true. Are they going to crack 50? They might, man. How many likes did we ever get to, Junaid? Did we crack 50? Oh, brutal. They had to push the passes, the Force guys, but damn. That's, yeah. What can I say? $53, not bad. Not bad. Thank you, folks. I appreciate that. Sums up the night, really. I'm sorry for that, Jules. We finally sit down to watch the Force, and then they put in a less than stellar shift. Even the seagulls are flying off. Some New Zealanders would have an issue with the French over the Rainbow Warrior. Yeah, I guess so. It's a wee while ago, and it's a different France from the France now. But yeah, you're right. Do people outside New Zealand know about the Rainbow Warrior? That like the French sent spies down to New Zealand to bomb a freaking Greenpeace ship? Oh, that's insane. That's crazy. Are the Force still a wooden spoon team? The Force, if they had won this game, would have put themselves in the playoffs, but they're losing. Yes, they do know about it? Okay, that's good. Oh no. Hodgie's got a head of steam up. Oh, he can't quite get a try. Quick ball for the Rebels. They're going to score. They're going to get 50. There's only 4 minutes to go, and then the Force are going to be put out of their misery. 7 more to get 60, Junaid, you reckon? Can we get to 60 likes? Well, I can't like the stream. I already liked it. But the Rebels are going to get 50 because they've just scored again. Oh, man. Jeez, the Force. Man. Did the Landers lose? No, they won, mate. They won. Remember when the 4-star player used to be James O'Connor? Remember when it was Nick Cummins? Yeah. Good times. Nathan had no idea about the Rainbow Warrior. There you go. Yeah, it's a crazy bit of history, man. Got our revenge in 2015. We did. I think that 2015 game against France, where Xavier just ran riot, put those demons to bed. The Honey Badger, yeah, that was a pretty good Force team, but they didn't make the knockout stages either. Oh, jeez. He's nailed it. Just. It looked like it might have been going to miss. 52-14. Bloody hell. Biggest score ever by the Rebels at home. Oh man, 2 minutes to go. With the season on the line like this, has there been an awful show for the Force? Will we never forget everybody? Yeah, this is where the Force started with that try. You're like, right, they've come to play, but jeez, they've just been bad. Rian was talking up the Rebels bottling the second half, but no. I mean, I can't talk because I picked the Force on Super Brew going into this game, so there you go. Aaron Smith leaving, topic for the podcast, maybe, says Nathan. Yeah, maybe we can talk about his last game in Dunedin. Dan single-handedly won us the semi in 2015. Man, that game against South Africa was a one for the ages. The Force have conceded 123 points in Melbourne. They do not like playing in Melbourne, huh? Well, it's only 1 minute to go. Yeah, Sterling Mortlock, Gareth Delve used to play in Melbourne. Man, there was a interesting Rebel squad back in the day. What can I say? Cipriani played for the Rebels. Yeah. I felt like they started their team by trying to buy flashy backs. They just needed to buy a big Type 5 back for advantage. Are they going to go for more points, or are they going to go for a penalty? Nothing else to gain. They got the bonus point. Taniela Tupou is playing for them next year. That is true. That's a good signing. Amelia, what is up? Your team is doing some damage. Unbelievable. Yeah, Cipriani. The Melbourne seem to be able to draw in players that other teams have not, like big name, like kind of marquee players. 2 more likes. Yeah. If we can get to 60 likes, that would be lovely. Oh, it's just short, and I think they've knocked it on. But you got to go back for advantage. I bet Amelia is loving it. Yeah, Greg Somerville did play for them. You're right. And who was that? They had one hooker, I think it was. A New Zealand guy who had a really good year. He was playing amazing, and there was like rumours that he might be going to play, like stick his hand up for the Wallabies, I think. Kiwi guy, but then he came back to New Zealand and just was nothing. Who was that? Can't remember. Amelia was going to stream the game, but under weather. Well, best you take care of yourself. Rest up. But man, you would have been yelling at the TV for this one because what a performance. Can the Rebels score one more? Is it going to be a penalty try? No, they've lost. That's the end of the game. Did we get to 60 likes, Junaid? I hope so. 61. I appreciate that, folks. What a win for the Rebels. I mean, that kind of sucks for the Force this season, but yeah. There we go, folks. 52-14. That is a hiding and a half. What can I say? Damn. I didn't see that coming. But well done, Rebels. Good performance. Force guys look gutted. Michael Wells doesn't have any here. But yeah, well played. That's exactly it. Revenge is best served cold. Yeah, that's a brutal one for the Force, so that's revenge, man. Rebels always find a way to stick it to the Force guys, huh? But yeah. Alright, folks. Cheers to Junaid for moderating. Not that there were any bots today, but yeah. Good times to get back on a stream. I'm going to go to bed. My son's got rugby in the morning. Fingers crossed it is a... Fingers crossed it's a kind of nice day for his team and hopefully they can have a win. Hopefully he can actually run. I just want my son to run. Run, man. He tends to kind of just amble into contact because I don't think he wants to get tackled, but hopefully he runs. Anyway. Alright, folks. Take care of yourselves. I will see you guys again for a next one. It is 20 past 11 at night, Nathan, so yeah. Time to go to bed. Alright, folks. See you later.